Hi everyone, how's it going? Lord of mercy, this fucking family doing their fucking hobo tour of I'm so scared for me family. No, this time, right? Well, let me tell you what happened. Right. So a couple of days ago, I was getting hit in the chest and hit in the right tooth with electronic weaponry, right? And then on top of that, I was really battling quite a nasty cough that I still have. And it comes out at night, which leads me to believe that it's actually the weapons. It's not actually an organic cough. So I had this cough, and I had weapons being fired on my jaw, like right here, to be precise. And I was pissed off. I said, "You see, there it is," because they're doing it now. So I started saying, you know what, I'm pissed off. You know, there are so many people dying, you know, and I don't think I'm being killed off. I think if they really wanted to kill me off, they'd go further than this. That's A. I was just thinking, like, if you're going to cause somebody this much pain, why keep them alive? And, you know, I go back to the familiar territory of I cannot share a planet with people who are going to do this to me. Now, you can go and look at the video. The video is... it's on Fabian Deacon TI, because I always put videos like that on my other page, because what this family like to do is they like to report the page that has evidence of fuckery on it or anything that makes them look bad. So if you go over to Fabian Deacon TI, in fact, I might upload this on Fabian Deacon TI, because then if they want to report it, they can report that channel. So... and there are plenty of other channels that can be created, so that's not an issue. Yeah, so I was pretty harsh. I was pretty mean. I said, like, there are innocent people who are dying, who are being tortured to death by electronic weaponry, and there are certain people that shouldn't be alive. Now, I did cuss the family out, but when I said that people shouldn't be alive, I wasn't actually talking about them. But then again, when you go online and you talk about how people shouldn't be alive anymore, you've kind of lost the argument already, because then people can just take that and twist that however they want to twist it. Even if it's completely a justified thing, like literally murdering people through electronic weaponry, somehow that's tone policed as well. It's like... But if you want to check out that video, it's on Fabian Deacon TI. I've put it on that channel. Any video that I think could get me reported, I put on that channel, because I don't have a problem with looking bad. People are being murdered. People are being given heart disease and strokes and cancer and having their nerves damaged through Havana syndrome and through electronic weaponry. If I want to vent and say wild shit, I'm going to. So if you want to check that video out, you can check that video out on Fabian Deacon TR. That's my other channel, spare channel. And and then before I get to talking about any, first I have to talk about the reasons why I think I'm being hit in the chest and hit in the jawline in the first place, why it was happening. That was happening on Sunday in the first place. The first reason was that I was angry. And I think that these people thought that if they fired at my chest and my gums, that at some point I would call the ambulance or call the police and I would talk about gang stalking and they would cart me off to hospital, psychiatric hospital or something like that. So I don't think that was an attempt on my life. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to fucking die because I was sick of the bullshit, but I don't think that this was an attempt on my life. I think it was straightforward torture to make me scream or call the police or call the ambulance, or to make me kick off to make me kick off in some way. You see, they're firing it now because I'm telling my story. So that's why I think this was attacked and this was attacked. Again, it's all over my medical records that I've repeatedly talked about Havana syndrome. I have it there for a reason. So nobody ain't getting me on this. Nobody is getting me on the truth because I'm going to keep talking the truth. All right? And people are dying. So, you know, hospital, whatever. We all know what you're here for. No, don't nobody give a fuck, right? So now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'm sorry, I talk in circles. Now I've got to get to Annie Caspar and the news that I heard about her yesterday. And I was feeling all kinds of emotions, none of them good. Because first of all, even though I didn't know this woman that deeply, I'd had some conversations with her, and the few conversations I had with her, she was one of the most likable people I've ever spoken to. That's the first thing. The second thing is how hard she fucking fought to have Havana syndrome recognized, to have her case be one of the cases that were recognized when it comes to Havana syndrome. Annie Caspar fought so fucking hard. So the first thing that pissed me off was the fact that she was blatantly murdered in the first place. The second thing is that how hard she fought. Everything she fought for. She will never get to see justice because of all the diseases that she was saddled with as a result of her targeting going up 20-fold, like she said. So she's worked so hard for so fucking long. On top of that, these people were so evil. These people firing weapons on her were so fucking evil, right? They continued to fire weapons on the same scars that they cut cancer from. So not only did they cause cancer to begin with, to the point where she had to chop certain parts off her body, they fired so relentlessly that they caused cancer again, and this time it was throughout her fucking body. On top of the heart failure. If you listen to one of her videos, her latest video before she died, a few days before she died, that woman could hardly breathe when she was speaking. She could not breathe. So taking into account the suffering that Annie went through, how hard she fought, how credible she was, because she was not only an intelligent, articulate woman, she was legal. She was a legal, she had lots of legal experience and professional experience. From my understanding, she came from the financial world. So she's coming down here with fucking legitimate credentials out here. All of these things. And they took her. And they took her. They murdered her. Thinking about all these things that happened to Annie. And remembering about Phil Leak. Remembering about David Scott Baker. That one was particularly horrendous. That guy was caused cancer to the point where it was terminal. He was murdered. And then I have to think about Lisa T.I. Lisa T.I. had AIDS and heart disease. I think she had other illnesses as well. But that woman was sick. She had heart disease and fucking AIDS. So you can imagine how much of a battering her immune system was taking, on top of the electronic weapons being fired on her, and on top of the psychological harassment that woman was going through. That woman was fucking being battered to shit. So there are people like that who fight for justice, who encourage people, and who make people feel good about themselves being in the same situation, and who really make a real difference in the world. And we got cunts like the people who murdered them still alive. It didn't make any sense to me. And then I looked at my own life. And my own life, by comparison, the people around me looked so much worse now. Because people have been killed before. They've been murdered before. They've been murdered by this program before. But Annie's case is one of the worst cases I've ever heard of. It's one of those cases where it completely shifts your perspective on everyone around you. So yeah, I took another opportunity to take shots at that family. I said, you really want to fucking rant? It wasn't just them, because the thing is, in my particular case, when it comes to gang stalking, the handlers or whoever is recruiting the perpetrators, they see my rants online as an entryway or a gateway into incriminating me into hospitalization, or at the very least, they see it as a gateway to driving me mad or something like that, right? So that's been going on for years, right? But I did take pot shots at the family, and I did take pot shots at the gang stalkers, because it just made me realize how pathetic their games were. I'm thinking, you're literally complicit in not only the death of another person, the murder of another person, as well as yourself. You're literally complicit in the murder of not even just me, but God knows how many people that are part of this program. And the first thing on your mind is she upset enough yet? Oh, we can't have fun when she's here. I'm thinking, how fucking entitled do you have to be? We can't have fun. What you need to fucking denigrate a whole race of people to have fun? You need to keep disrespecting somebody that you should have left alone like nearly 2 fucking years ago? That's what you call having fun? And then on top of that, this emphasis on, oh, we got to it. You were literally facilitating in fucking murder. Is that really all you care about? Is that really and on top of that, you're vile racist pieces of shit. And there are people enabling you who are they themselves vile racist pieces of shit. So anytime a black woman gets angry, of course you're going to jump on it. Now, I'm going to be real with you, okay? I'm a bitch. Or at least I can be. Sometimes. Like, I don't know. I need to apologize to myself. I can't keep saying that shit about myself. But I can be a bitch sometimes, all right? But one of the reasons I'm a bitch is not because I'm black. It's because sometimes I'm bitter and cruel. But look at the material. I'm surrounded by people who make it their life's mission to try to drive me crazy enough to send me into hospital, knowing that that hospital comes with nerve-destroying opioids. At the very least, hospital comes with nerve-destroying opioids. And then on top of that, if you are diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic and you get tortured and you get trafficked and you get abused, any admissibility you have in court will be diminished. So of course I fucking hate them. Of course I do. Of course I do. Of course I'm going to look at them with fucking hatred in my eyes, because I fucking hate those people. You're not gonna fucking get involved in somebody's murder, try to downplay it, be racist as fuck while you do it, go around this entire village talking about how obsessed I am with you, knowing it's the entire time that you are the ones that have been harassing me for almost 2 years. You are not about to do that. Talk about how scared you are and have me not hate you. Now you're peddling this my family aren't safe bullshit. You sure felt safe enough for 2 fucking years to keep coming after me even when I wasn't doing anything. You sure felt safe enough for 2 fucking years. It's almost 2 years, November 19th. November 19th was when it was at its peak, when your bullshit, when you really started showing your ass. I think it was, hang on, was it November 19th? No, I think in November was when these cunts moved in. So November was when you moved in. I think it was around November that the racism reached its peak. It was December that that cunt police officer came over. So yeah, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years of solid bullshit. It will be 2 years in November of you harassing me. And then you want to do this fucking hobo tour of I'm scared for me family. You weren't scared when you were running your mouth calling me a black cunt. Forgive me. You weren't scared then. You weren't scared when you were mouthing off when I wasn't doing anything, trying to get a rise out of me over bullshit. You weren't scared then. You weren't scared when your children were repeatedly calling me the N-word, which they only called me because of you and your dumbass sister. The kids are only repeating what they hear and what they think will look cool in front of the adults because some kids are fucking dumb and that's what they do. But they're kids. Who taught them that? You taught them that. So of course they're going to think every single thing to do with upsetting me or literally being complicit in my murder is a fucking game. Of course they're going to think that because you put that in their heads. But that's my fault. Oh, we can't have fun with her here. You've been literally trying to get to me for 2 fucking years. And then when you do get to me, I don't feel safe. Oh, I don't feel safe. Oh, bitch, fuck off. Yeah. Run away like the little coward you are. I don't feel safe. She looked at me with hatred in her eyes. Of course I hate you. Why wouldn't I hate you? But as for me wanting to kill you, I'm pretty sure that even if I wanted that, I'm pretty sure that which I don't, honestly, I don't want that. But I'm pretty sure that even if I did want that, you'd come from beyond the grave to haunt my ass. Talking about we won. That's how fucking obsessed you are. I'm sorry. You cunts will come from from beyond the grave saying the same shit. If anything happened to you, you would come from beyond the grave to haunt me specifically, talking the same crap, doing the same crap. That's how fucking obsessed you are. So no, I ain't touching you with a 10-foot pole, you obsessed bastards. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. I don't need you. You already haunt me enough when you're alive. You're a blight on my life when you're not even here. When I can't even hear you, you're a fucking blight on my life. God knows how much shit you've been spreading to your flying monkeys outside. Now I look at you with hatred and suddenly you're in fear of your life. The only people who are in danger of killing you are the people who hired you. In fact, you're not even in danger of them killing you. They're fucking killing you. The same weapons they're firing at. I'm going to say it. I don't care. If I'm wrong, sue me. But the same weapons that are being fired on me, those same weapons are being fired on you. And if you don't get that, you're naive. It doesn't matter where I go. If I'm getting weapons fired on me, then the perps are going to get weapons fired on them same way. It's just going to affect them differently. When I was living in Willesden and I had weapons bombarded on me, there would be people living next door to me complaining of stomachache. That's how powerful that shit was. If you don't catch radiation within the proximity of me being attacked, and that's regardless of which room I'm in, if you don't catch radiation, then you're definitely having weapons fired on you same way. There is no way that's not happening to you. There's no way you're not being fired weapons on you same way. So it doesn't matter. So you can make up this bullshit about how you don't feel safe and your family don't feel safe. But the truth of the matter is the only people who are in danger of killing you are the people who hired you to fuck with me. They are killing you. They are killing you, not me. They're doing it. And that's before we even get to how much radiation affects the people who are firing the weapons. How many cancers do you think those fuckers have? How many cancers do you think they have? How many sexual diseases do you think traffickers are running around with? You have no idea. The same people that hire people to fuck with me are the same people killing the perps themselves. But hey, don't let me interrupt your fucking narrative about how somebody you harassed for 2 fucking years, almost 2 years straight, suddenly hates your guts, looked at you with hatred in their eyes, not even hatred in their eyes, justified hatred. I think they're recording outside right now, actually. I don't care. They can record it. But they're probably not, but I don't know. Who cares? Who gives a shit? But anyway, you can go around town talking about the hatred in my eyes or some shit like that. I do fucking hate you. So you're absolutely right. Like, and the little girl who wants to get to me all the time, your existence gets to me. So like you're straight. You're good. You've won. Your whole existence is a fucking nuisance in my life. Because what the fuck are you talking about? Talking about you can't sleep unless I'm gone, unless I'm not here. You can't do unless I'm not here. You should not be fucking here. And the only reason you are is because I am a targeted individual. That is the only reason why your degenerate asses are still here. It is the only reason why your racist, egomaniacal, genocidal, fucking sociopathic, narcissistic asses are anywhere near me or this village. It's because I am a target. If I wasn't a target, you'd be out on your fucking ass a long time ago. And especially with how Brighton, over vigilant Brighton is about racism, you'd have been out on your ass long ago. The only reason you ain't is because I'm a targeted individual. If I'm not a TI, have your flying monkeys explain this. How the fuck do I obsess over you and I target you for over 2 years straight and yet nobody's gotten rid of me? How did that fucking happen? How did that fucking happen? They didn't even have to move me anywhere in Brighton. They could move me to another part of the country if they wanted. So if I'm harassing this family for 2 years, why hasn't that been done? Why hasn't that been done? You're talking about a single woman versus a family. The family wins. So what the fuck is going on? Family wins. What the fuck is going on? Why am I still here? And why are they still here? Unless it's something to do with gang stalking. There is no way. Listen, I don't have a problem with anybody trying to move me out. In fact, when that family moved in, not even 3 weeks in, that's what I tried to do. I tried to evict myself, get myself evicted. So if the further I am away from whatever the fuck that is, I'm good. But we're going to tell the truth. We're going to move me out and tell the truth. What we're not going to do is paint this fucking picture of this poor little pauper white family and this big black bitch who is terrorizing them. That's what we're not going to do. I'm the murder victim. I'm their victim. They are not my victim. Still, and they want to run around talking about they're scared for their lives. Your lives were already forfeit the second you decided to fuck with me. And the wild thing is, it's not even me. It's not even me that signed your death warrant. It's the people that hired you. I got kids. You think they fucking care? Do you think they fucking care? Do you think they give a shit that your dumb ass got kids? They don't care. They could give a fuck. If anything, your kids will probably be next on the ladder for genocide, right along with me. They don't give a fuck. They do not care. In fact, the more people that join in with your bullshit is the more perps there are. And the more perps there are, the more they can fire their little weapons. And the more people they can kill effortlessly without detection. You're doing their job for them. This is why I love perps. Not only because you can say whatever you want about them and you don't feel bad, but because they stab themselves in the foot so spectacularly, trying to act like their intentions are noble. And there are a lot of mothers who are hired to do this job. It's not my first rodeo. I know at least 3 mothers who were my stalkers, and they all say the same thing. I'm doing it for my kids. Your kids are worse off now as a direct result of what you've done. How the fuck is that working out for you? And I say worse off, but that's the tip of the fucking iceberg. What you see, that's nothing in comparison to what's in store for your kids as a direct result of what you were involved in. I did it for my kids. No, you did it because you're wondering what would happen to you if something happened to your kids. You didn't do that shit for them or their future. It's about your ego. That's all it was. Love doesn't make somebody this fucking destructive. And you needed somebody on a lower totem pole than you so fucking bad. You jumped at the opportunity. Let's not act like this was about blackmail. Let's not act like this was about family. This was about nothing more than your own egos. Like it always is for everyone else. And I might not have kids, but I do know people. Believe me, targeting will learn you real quick. When you're a targeted person, you see the very worst of humanity. No, actually, you don't see the very worst of humanity. You see people's worst intentions. And those intentions are always selfish. How do you know that? Because of the results of what they do. If you wanted to make the world better for your kids, you would have done. But you didn't. Instead, you chose to join in with people, the same people murdering you, in a bid to fucking feel superior to somebody. If it's a fat black woman, then yeah, you're going to do that. It's as simple as that. You just wanted to punch down. And you can't regulate your own emotions, so I got to pay for it. And it's the same everywhere. It's the same everywhere. About you're scared. You're not scared when you're running your mouth, but you're scared when we're face to face. You're scared when we're face to face and I can't stand you. And what makes me laugh is that so many people from, that person's family giving me dirty looks over me cussing out a kid, even though cussing out a kid is really not the right thing to do. Like, over me cussing out a kid, you're literally complicit in a whole human trafficking, unlawful bioexperimentation trip, right? You're literally complicit in all of those things, the most horrific things a person could do to somebody. And you're looking at me funny because I cussed out a kid. Scared my ass. Fuck you. Again, if this family put on the waterworks and they talk about how scared they are because of my hatred and but okay, fine. If the plan is to get me moved out, that's cool. Even if the plan is to hospitalize me, that's cool, because I said before, whether I live or whether I die, that shit's gonna be out of spite. They're gonna fucking pay for it. Okay? So whatever they want to do is fine. But if I'm going to walk out that fucking door, I'm going to walk out that fucking door and the truth is going to be known. We're not going to lie, bitch. What you're not going to do is make out like my justified anger at genuinely good people being killed makes you look like a victim somehow. We're not going to do that. We are not about to do that. Oh, I'm scared. Well, shut the fuck up then. You won't be. But you don't. You don't shut the fuck up. How the black woman's here. Shut the fuck up. And then you won't be scared anymore. You can't have fun. You need to be racist to have fun. That's what you need. You need it like water. That's what you need to have fun. You are fucking vile. You're disgusting. You're fucking worthless. You are fucking worthless. That's how desperate you are to be racist and vile. You are literally complicit in your own fucking murder as well as mine. Because what's one less darkie in the world, right? I know you ain't worried about that. I want to end it here, but there's something that I was supposed to remember. I don't know what to say. You know what? It's probably going to come to me like after I film this video. But again, like, because I looked at you with hatred, suddenly you're scared for your life. You weren't scared enough to say no when somebody walked up to you and say, we need you to terrorize this person. And you weren't scared. You weren't scared for that. Like, for almost 2 years, you tried to harass me out of this building and tried to harass me into a hospital. What's scared where? No. Shall I tell you why you can't sleep? I'm going to tell you why your kids can't sleep and why you can't sleep while I'm here. It's because you know you're trash. That's why you can't sleep. It's because you know what you've been doing to me. You've been watching my YouTube, watching my social media, and in fact, you're watching it right now. It's likely you're watching it right now. And you know that I'm telling the truth. And you know that this targeting thing is not a joke. It's not a lie. It's not a delusion. And now you're fucking shitting yourself because you don't know what to do. And every time I'm here, every time I'm present, you can't go back to being vile and racist. You can't go back to being vile and racist without that being in the back of your mind when I'm here. Because when I'm here and you want to be vile and racist, then it reminds you of not only everything that you've done to me, but everything the electronic torturers have done to me as well. So you're constantly reminded of that. You can't be here when I'm here because of your own fucking guilt. And however much you hate yourself, really look at what's been going on with targeted individuals. I guarantee you, however much you hate yourself, it's not enough. However much you hate yourself, it's not enough. While you're over there talking about you trying to fucking attach worth to race, if we were to attach worth to actions, you'd be underneath somebody's fucking foot. That's the reason you can't sleep when I'm here. That's the reason why you feel like you can't have fun while I'm here. You know I don't give a fuck. If you want to play loud music, and that's the thing with you, you only play loud music to try to get to me, because if you feel like it's not getting to me, you'll switch it off. You know I don't mind you living in your flat and having fun and doing your thing. You know I don't mind that. Leave me alone. That's all I want. But no, we can't have fun. Where the fuck did your kids get that from? Where the fuck did your nieces and nephews get that from? Because you know I don't give a shit. You know I don't. But you got to paint this narrative that I'm the problem and that I'm to blame for every shitty thing that's ever happened in your life, when the only people to blame are you. are the elders in your family. You are to blame for the shitty things going on in your life. Because of the legacy of fuckery that you've left behind. That's why you can't have me downstairs from you. Not even temporarily. The guilt is too much to take. The shame in particular is too much to take. The self-hatred, I am a reminder. I am a reminder of everything you fucked up at. And on top of that, I have the nerve to sing well, smell good, handle myself well. I have the nerve to do all of these things. And I know you can't stand that shit, because those are just more reminders of you and how you perceive yourself. A failure. But you're not a failure because you're not educated. I'm not educated. I came out that motherfucker like high school with 3 GCSEs, my guy. I'm not educated. I'm a dropout. So you see someone who's more educated than you and more talented than you. You don't even want what I have. But it's just one more reason for you to self-indulgently hate yourself. And truth be told, you should hate yourself. Like I said before, however much you hate yourself, it's not enough. However much you hate yourselves is not enough. If it hates you enough to keep you awake at night, I promise you it isn't enough. You are part of some of the biggest atrocities this world has ever seen. And the only reason it's underground is because of how moneyed it is. So yeah, that's why you can't sleep. It's guilt. It's not the fear of what I might do. It's the fear of how it makes you look. I think it's a delivery person come over. I don't give a fuck. Fuck everybody right now. I don't care. I'm tired. And I'm tired of people talking shit. So I'm going to clear my name. But yeah, that's why you can't sleep. It's because you hate yourselves, and you should. You're playing part in some of the biggest atrocities in the world. Of course you have to downplay it. That's the only way you can hold on to the remaining little sanity you do have. That's what I'm saying. I do hate you. And if you have any sense at all, you will hate yourself a hell of a lot more than I do. Because of everything that you've done and what those actions have led to and what those actions will continue to lead to. You should hate yourselves. But don't blame me for something you created. That's what we're not going to do. And another reason you hate me is because I'm right most of the time and you're wrong most of the time. Again, this ain't my first rodeo. There are a lot of perps like that. I've met a lot of perps like that who get in their fucking feelings because I'm right most of the time and they're fucking wrong. Or they can't catch me out in a lie because I don't lie. You ain't the first, baby, and you will not be the last. For as long as I'm breathing, you ain't the first and you won't be the last. But again, however much you hate yourself, it's not enough. Not nearly enough. If all it does is keep you awake, it's not enough. If that hatred, if that self-hatred you have inside yourself doesn't immediately make you want to expose this whole program and not only help me, but help other people around this country expose this shit, you do not hate yourself enough. Not nearly enough. And if you can still spread rumors after everything that you've done and everything that you've caused, you don't hate yourself enough. But it's still enough for you to keep you awake at night while I'm here. And now I got to go, baby, because at the end of the day, I'm not putting up with this. We've got people being murdered left and right, and people are still on this narrative. Nah, they're gonna hear the truth. The whole of Brighton's gonna hear the fucking truth. And when I go back to London, it's gonna be a different atmosphere. Tell you that right now, for nothing. Murderers, so many murderers I've met in my life, so many. And I didn't even realize. I didn't even put that together. I wanted to convince myself that the people who were bullying me were really villains and they were really bad people. I had no idea. None. So you should hate yourselves. And I should hate you. And I should want nothing but the worst for you. That's a normal reaction to what's been going on. But if you're going to peddle that narrative, you've got to tell the truth now. Okay? Because we ain't doing that. We ain't painting you as victims when you're the perpetrators this entire time. We're not doing that. So now I got to go. I've repeated myself a lot. But I just had to get that off my fucking chest because these people getting on my fucking nerves. And as you can hear, like, people have been coming in and out of this place and they've been hearing me go off online and shit. Again, I don't care. People are catching static. They're being murdered out here. So I don't give a fuck anymore. Anyway, for the rest of my fellow TIs that are still with us, I love you so much. And I'm so sorry about everything. I'm just sorry. I'm just sorry about what this world is, and I'm just sorry. I'm just sorry. And I know that you guys are going through the same thing. Some of you are probably going through even worse than what I am. I know that I'm one of the lower end of electronic torture, and my thing is more psychological. And I know there are so many of you going through so much worse. I'm truly sorry. Truly I am. Truly I am. Truly I am. I do not want you to go through this. I do love you. Even if I don't know you, don't know where you come from, don't know what your story is, from me to you, there's love there. Know that. So anyway, peace and blessings, my fellow TIs. I don't know if I'm going to go back to sleep. It's morning. I might check on the toilet. My fucking toilet's clogged. So that's fun. Yeah, so I'm going to see what I could do on my own. And then if I'm feeling particularly desperate, I might call plumbing in or something. Yeah, but anyway, I love you guys. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.